Hello there everybody, Oimon here, and welcome back to House Flipper 2, where when we last left off, we were pretty much getting very close to ending the absolute giant amount of work that has gone into making this look as close to the Resi Mansion as possible, where we've literally only got 2 rooms left. Technically, I was sort of struggling with this. I know I said I was going to look up a way to see if I could get that to work between episodes. I didn't have the time. So, yeah, I'm really unsure how the hell I'm going to pull this off. Because I do love that I got this diagonal bit. I think that looks really, really fucking good. But yeah, I'm really unsure of what exactly I'm going to do here. So, I don't know. But I think, obviously because we couldn't get the, because it was, which one was I using? It was this one, wasn't it? Yeah. Because I think it was this. It doesn't seem to have remembered what I did for it. I think it was mahogany. Yeah, that looks about right. I think, hang on, come on. I think it needs to be slightly longer as well, doesn't it? Because like that's the angle we want. I think, yeah, I think we need to make it bigger. Yeah, because I think that was the big problem. Because of the length can only be so much stuff. That was the problem we were having, wasn't it? We could always just go for like what fits the best. Nope, we need the grid snapping back. I really wish there was a button you could just press to turn grid snapping on and off. Nope, there we go. Turn off the grid snapping. Move you down just a little bit. doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to look okay. Which it doesn't, but what you gonna do, I guess. There, down there a little bit. It's not perfect, but it's close enough. It will do. Honestly, the fact I could even get something looking as decent as that, I think is quite good. Okay. So we got this room next. Which should be in here. Okay. Oh, I wonder. Because, sorry, something I've never really bothered to check. Hang on a second. Ah. Hold up. Okay, first the door opens inwards. So that's gonna have to change. I'll need to flip you around like that. Okay. Because I think if I could break this wall up a minute. Right, that could be a problem. Yeah, I think it actually looks like that because, and there is a reason for it. Hold up, I need to just resize you. Good job it wasn't on the diagonals. I never realized before, but there is actually alright, that's that. See, there's not much of a divot in there, but Yeah, I think that's what it is. That's actually really clever. I never noticed that before. That although there is that corner chunk is kind of, you know, there. It's that chunk of the wall, because if you look at the wall at the far back of the room, the bit on the left is just like a solid wall, and the bit on the right has that sort of shelf bit. That's really clever. Hang on a sec. No, never mind. Yeah, wrong place. Okay, anyway. So... Nice. Okay, now I don't think this goes as far back, but it definitely does go back a little bit. It's hard to tell because the perspective is almost dead straight on. It's kind of hard to tell how far back it does go. So, that's fine. Alright. Let me just... move you out of the way. Kind of wooden sort of floorboard look. It's not that, can't be that. You've got deeper grain, so I guess you'll do. And we've got a kind of lightish blue color. Alright, now the floor kind of looks like this, just without the cut pan. Then we've got maybe a little bigger. Alright, that's pretty good. And then there's just kind of a dark wood bit along there. Something like you, or but without the cut. Close enough. Alright, that's good. Now, what is this wooden bit around? Hard to see. You know, I think that's the right color. Alright, pop all this in. And do some rotations. Not sure if it's got this, but it kind of looks like it does, so let's just go with this. Alright, now we've got to put that up here, which is sort of light beach almost look. Going to have to assume it's the same in here. Hard to say. Don't really get a good look of the ceiling in this room, but Right. Is there a resizable shelf somewhere? That kind of works. Kinda. Actually, I think. Yeah, because it's slightly taller on the upper one than the lower one. Well, there we go. That's that. We apparently have a carpet or rug. Okay, let's see. It's about there-ish. Okay, fine. Now we need a dining room table. Tables. Doesn't seem to be any particular kind of table, just your basic average kind. That's a little on the small side. Yeah, okay, let's go with dining tables. Actually, pay attention to what you're buying this time. That's a bit more like it. And those are your basic wooden chairs. Good. We can get a candle, believe it or not. Because there's no actual lights in this room, which is kind of the point of the room, I think. There's only candles. That's right, we haven't done the ceiling. Actually, what is the ceiling? I did it as wood, but... Also, those look green in this light? Over there they look kind of... Oh no, I suppose they are kind of greenish. Well, that's somewhat annoying. That's fine. I think we can tweak that a little bit. I do wonder, actually, hang on, let me have a check. A little curious. How much light does that give? Not that much. Barely even noticed the bloody thing. Ah, fair enough. A little curious, I guess. Ah, my eyes! Okay. Yeah, I kind of light greenish. Hey, that works for me. See, that's pretty good. Why did I think they were brown? Oh, my eyes must be playing up today. I can't quite tell what the ceiling is, but it does look like it's tiled. At least I think so. There's definitely... I can definitely see like horizontal lines. I'm not sure about vertical ones. Unfortunately, we only get these two angles to work with. There's no third. I'm not even sure what that is, but... I don't know. Tricky. I don't think that's a million miles away from what it looks like, you know. Could be wrong, of course, but I don't think so. Okay, now we need two very basic wardrobes. Also, there appears to be dogs having a fight outside. Or at least a barking match. Don't know if that's showing up on the mic or not. Sorry if it is. You know what? That'll do quite nicely. Alright, that's very good. I guess now we've just got the attic, huh? The attic is weird because I've sort of half started it with these pillars and everything. I kind of got a little carried away when I was tweaking the design a little bit. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Almost fell the wrong way there. Right. So, we know that this place is absolutely fucking huge. It's mostly made out of wood, which makes sense. Okay, let's get some wood on the go. It's a kind of purplish color wood. I think cut pattern 4 might be too big. Let's just shrink it down to 3, shall we? That's closer to it. Okay. That's that. That's that. looks like. Same again on the ceiling by the looks. That's fine. We can work with that. So I realised I put all this in. I realised it's the wrong way round. It should be vertical, not horizontal. Wait. God damn it. There we go. Alright, I think that's all of them. Good, that looks a lot better now. Now, I think also that this kind of wraps around here. Well, I'm not sure if this is horizontal or vertical. Hang on. I don't know if there's a way I can... Yeah, it's definitely the same kind of wood. Can't tell. I feel like this should at least be... Sorry, I thought I was going to sneeze then. I feel like this at least should be horizontal. Ooh, hello. Mm-hmm. I think I want it to be a slightly different type. Feels a bit too light. Alright, that's that. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. Oh, hey, Hunting Griffin. Welcome, welcome. Hang on, you followed me a few days ago, didn't you? You didn't say anything back then. But, hello, welcome. Welcome. Alright. Got that the right way around. Good. Yeah, I hope you're doing alright over there. Wait, are those? No. No, I can't have missed those. Hang on. I need to zoom with my eyes. Is that a fucking window? That's a goddamn window. I thought I'd done all the windows. Oh, god damn it. I swear to god, I had never noticed those before. Because I don't think there's one there. It's sort of like right next to Chris's head there. I see his head in front of that little white patch. I genuinely can't tell if that's just like a white patch on the wall or if that's meant to be, because there's no lights in here. Where's the light come from? Actually, I think there is a light. I think there's a light between these two pillars. If you look at where all the shadows point, you can kind of see there's a light there. Although what kind of light, that's anyone's guess. Maybe that's what that is? It's like a little patch of light on the wall, but it looks just like a tiny wee little square. Is that a window? I genuinely cannot tell. Windows. I don't know. That's kind of galling. That is quite annoying because I can't tell if it is supposed to be a tiny little window or not. Because it's weird, because if there is, there's one there, and it looks like there might be one there. But then there is definitely not one there. I'd have definitely noticed if there was one in that area. So it could be that... See, because the way I'm thinking it is that little square could be a window here. But that little bit there, right where Chris's head is, that could actually just be a stain on the pillar. Add just a tiny little window there to see if people call me out for it. See if anybody else bloody notices, I suppose. Anyway, what was I doing? Oh, that's right, looking for a light. What kind of light would an attic have? Well, firstly, it would have to be a ceiling light. And secondly, it would not be anything too fancy. Yes. Bum, bum. Don't know if I can do a window that small. What is the smallest window I can do? Technically that's quite small. It's about there, I think. Maybe a little higher, actually. Tiniest little fucking window. I mean, it's a window. It's definitely a window. Alright. Where was that sort of stretchable window? Is that it? Don't know if I can shrink it smaller than this. Oh, I can. Useful. Might be better if I do that. Assuming that is a window, that's sort of roughly where it'd be. It does feel weird there even being a window in this attic, but I think that is a window. Like, I could be wrong, it could just be a marking on the wall, but it's such a specific shape. I think it might actually have to be a window. I will say, I've discovered that the Spencer estate has a damn sight more windows than I thought, because if we actually, like, do a sort of a window tour. Now, obviously, you've got... There's a big sort of window there. Obviously, this one is not accurate. It's a big stained glass thing in the base game. We don't have stained glass in House Flipper, of course. Obviously, there's another stained glass window there. Those ones I knew about. Because always remember that this window, this one's quite obvious. This one here is quite obvious. But then you got these ones along here, which, like, I'd never noticed before. Never clocked them. Obviously, that's another replacement for a stained glass window. Then you got this one down here near the first zombie corridor. Again, this is another one. Yeah, that one I know about. And yeah, these ones you know about because, like, the hunters burst through. But this is one. Another one. This is another one. I did not know that window was there. Didn't notice it. Again, it's in those ones. Yeah, that's where you see the helipad from. There's another one. Now these ones are weird because these ones are kind of covered over in ivy. So you don't see them as well. They kind of blend into the background, but they are there, as is this one. Windows. Obviously those aren't really windows, they're just sort of holes. Oh yeah, these are the two office ones. Kind of forget those. Obviously that's one you barely pay any attention to. So it's like, there's not that many windows in this building, but there's more than I always think there are. And this one too, like this window here, like you barely suddenly notice it, but it is there. I promise you, this stuff does exist. It is genuinely quite surprising. Okay, I think then that leaves us with just 2 rooms left. Because I've forgotten about these rooms. Actually, can we put the boxes? Because there is a shelf there. Hang on. I don't think we can put the box. No, there's no boxes. I don't think there's any barrels either. No, there's no barrels. Okay, so we can't do the boxes, we can't do the barrels. But I think we can do the shelf. Hang on a second, which should be in storage. Which should be... I mean, it's basically this one, but without the legs. So, you know. We'll just have to deal. Good enough. Okay, now we need to get over and back to the main lobby area. So we'll finish off the corridor. This should at least be a relatively simple room. Theoretically. You see, that's interesting. What is that? Is that... Does that actually be like a window behind there? No, I don't think it is. I think it's just a little alcove thing. That's a pretty decent shot. Okay, it's got the blood stain, but we can deal with that. Okay. So we want basic, sort of creamish colored wallpaper first and foremost. I think it needs to be a bit creamier than that. It's a bit closer. Okay, so we got the little banister bit. Technically, of course, we got the wooden molding. There's not much I can do about that. It's a sort of dark brown. Okay. Good enough. Okay, that's good. We got, oh, ceiling. Joy of joys. Alright. Now the one thing I'm a little unsure about is how the hell we're going to handle that alcove. I mean, a couple of ways I could see to do it, but would require moving the door. Which wouldn't be terrible, but it would be annoying. Okay, what was I doing? Oh yeah, lights. Okay. Let's do it this way, huh? That'll do it. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to pull this off, but we could try at least. Alright. So we can do... So I do need to check which way around does the door swing. Swing in or does it swing out? Because I'm going to bet it swings out. Nope, it swings in. Oh, okay. Certainly not quite what I was expecting. Also, we're going to have to readjust this. Okay. Alright. So we get some wood texture. Now, didn't we have... No. I mean... Maybe we can't do the top bit, but I think we can maybe pull off the rest. We have sort of external curves, we just don't have internal ones, which is a little annoying. Alright, what are we going to do about the little pillars? I mean, we have pillars, but they're not great. I mean, these things aren't like fantastically shaped. I suppose they're better than nothing. big is it? That's way too big. There's that. Wait, really? You can't even let me do that? Huh. Well, that's annoying. I could have... Oh, wait, I've pushed... I know I've pushed these things into walls before. Why can't I do it that way? I know I have. Is it its small size? Is that the problem? I know I've pushed these things into walls before. Because it was over in this corridor. Here, look. Like, if I could push these into walls, then... why can't I push those ones? Maybe it's a small size. That's really weird. Resize that. Huh. Maybe they've changed the rules on that? I would hope not. Huh. That's really weird. Yeah, I don't know if they've like changed the rules on these things being able to like merge with walls and whatnot. I'm sure I've done that before as well. Why does that look like that? That's random. What was there that needed... Random. I'm sure I've used that somewhere else. Hang on a sec. Where did I use... Yeah, I can move those into there. Sorry, that's just really weird that it's suddenly decided, no, you can't do that with those. And I'm like, why not? Why the sudden lockout? Hang on, did... No collision... Wait, when did that get turned off? When did that get turned off? That explains why I wasn't bloody working. Ignore collisions was turned off. When did that happen? Honestly. I clicked it by accident. I was quite surprised at that. I was like, wait, why is this suddenly not working? It worked before. Good enough. We get yeah. Alright, that's good. Okay, door doesn't open all the way, but who the hell cares? Yes. Then we can do finish off the. Alright, that's that. Alright, and which way does this door open? I'm hoping this outwards, not inwards. Inwards would be weird, I guess. Yep, it opens outwards. There we go. Yeah, I do need to work on that. Where was the roofing thing? Right there. What kind of roof is best? That'll do it, I guess. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. Alright, so if we now, let's see, one for there, and one for there. Because they're kind of circular pillars, they look more like these ones, but these ones are too big. Look at the size of these fucking things. Why can't we get circular ones that look like these but are the size of these? I don't know. And we can't shrink them, trust me, I've tried. Unless that's been changed or updated in some way. Nope, up or down, that's it. That's all we get. Nope. That's... There. Up and there. Is that the kind of... Because those are my options. And looking at the railing... Not like any of them, really. I'm thinking maybe change it to that one. It looks a bit bulkier. Pretty sure there's one at the far end too. There isn't one over here actually, but I think it's blue. I could be wrong, but I think it's blue. It looks bluish, although the pillars are white. Kind of a lightish color blue. Okay. So that's that. That's good. That's about as close as we're going to get. Now, the wall. I think that is almost perfect. Kind of run out of things to do inside. Might as well fix up the outside of the house best I can. Oh yeah, that's right. I was gonna hang on. Do we have? I know it's in something like that somewhere. Think it would be under furniture. I think I'm probably thinking about these things. I guess that'll have to do. It's not great, but I can't see another way to do something like that. Not easily, at least. I don't specifically know if the outer walls of the Spencer estate are consistent. But as we have almost no way of knowing, I do feel I should fill those gaps in. I know I kind of left the May as well look at least vaguely professional. Ah, yes. I've forgotten about that. All the little cheats I've done to get things looking the way I want them to look is quite spectacular, actually. Really learn to control and manipulate the sort of ins and outs of this game system as best I can. Not gonna claim it's perfect, it ain't, but it's pretty good. I didn't realize how big the outside of this bloody place is. So many walls. And ceilings. Sometimes I wish there was an undo option. There isn't, but I really wish there was sometimes. Almost there. All right. Getting there. Alright, getting there. Ugh, so laborious. Such a long-winded process doing all of this, I tell you. Ooh. Wow, that looks really ugly. It's kind of supposed to, though. Anyway, I should probably actually finish off this room. I got a little distracted. Right. Okay. So we got sort of wooden floorboards. Makes sense, I suppose. Just regular brown. That's wood too. Yeah, so it's kinda not exactly sure, really, truth be told. That's the wrong one. Yeah. We want to add the ivy. Let's add the ivy, maybe. We're also going to add a table, actually, thinking about it. A tableau, if you will. Very deadish looking. Is that a tree? It's like almost like a lemon tree. It looks like it's got little flowers on it, but they could just be flowers. Okay. So we want about the right size too. Makes a bloody change. And we don't really have the option for wicker chairs, apparently. But I guess you'll have to do. Looks just like a normal sort of plant pot, but bigger. Alright, so what exactly kind of plant is that? It's like a small tree, only not. And he thinks that's a tad big. Let's go for some sort of shrub. A shrubbery. Well, I think, I mean, we could add the ivy, I guess, but generally speaking, that's it. We're actually more or less done. At least on the basics. Doesn't like being on there, huh? That's probably for the best. Let's ignore that. Yeah, so I think that's every single room done. It's 5 o'clock, so I'm gonna go take a quick break. And make a save. And when we get back, what I'm gonna do is I am gonna do a once through the mansion. Double check, make sure everything's fine, everything's a-okay. see what I can do to maybe sort out some things, you know, that I've sort of advanced my skills a little bit. And then that'll be it for the build. Then it'll be about me having to learn how to do missions and little quests and stuff like that. I'm also going to have to think about that because I need to work out exactly what I want each room to look like after it's been done. So yeah, okay, well, tell you what, we will leave it there, at least for, as I said, I'm going to have a quick break, come back, and then we'll do a once over. So yeah, back in a minute, guys. And we are back. Alright. Now. I was just thinking, because obviously I was able to get, where was it? This angled bit here. As sort of rough as the, you know, actual lined bit looks. The actual angled bit looks quite nice. But that's not a straight 45-degree angle. That is... yeah, see, that's 6x9. That's not 45 degrees. I mean, theoretically, I suppose it is technically possible. Let's okay, I don't think this is gonna work, but let's see what we can do, shall we? I could get away with it. Couldn't be 100% accurate, but it would be mostly accurate. Maybe we can get away with it. Hang on. Again, it's not 100% accurate, but you know, the fact I could even do that, that kind of brings a smile to my face. I like that. That is, the fact that I can even get it looking that good, that well, is something so nice. It looks really fucking good. I'm so happy I worked that little trick out. Oh, now, another thing I was... okay, I've been debating this. Because, of course, one of the things I did is I used this, which is, you know, it's wallpaper, basically, because I wanted the floral design. If I wanted... what if I just exchange it for carpet? Because I know we can't do carpet as, like, patterned. That's not an option. But what if we just changed it to not being patterned? Now we can't make the stairs carpeted. Trust me, I think I'm pretty sure I've tried that. Did we try and make the stairs carpeted? Yeah, we don't have that option, which is a shame. But we can make everything else carpeted. And I know it is, quote, blander, I suppose. Because it's just one monotone thing. And you can't have patterned carpet in this game. I don't know if that's something they're going to add. Maybe I should make up a thing on the Steam forums. Like, hey, can we get patterned carpet, please? Everybody be like, who the hell uses patterned carpet? A lot of people, actually. Because I'm thinking... that I'd rather have carpet where I'm supposed to have carpet than bloody wallpaper. I think. Alright, let me just... I can't do that. I can't put carpet on stairs. It's a literal impossibility in this game. Which is a shame, but... these are kind of patterned. I don't know if that's like a wood texture or something. Because I'm thinking about those pillars again. These. Now we know. Sorry, the hitbox on those things is obnoxious. I don't actually know if I can make them red, I suppose, at least. Let's try it with one before we start deciding to really like focus in on other stuff. Alright. And then you need to be a kind of white, I guess. You need to be, let's see. Nope, not that. Grid snapping, yes. That kind of fits. Kinda. Yeah, sure. Screw it. Let's go with that. I think you go about there. I think the last one doesn't really exist. Because there's a door there. That's fine. Right. Wasn't sure I'd be able to pull this off, but you know what? If I can, great. I do want it to look as accurate as possible, but you know, I'm also aware that this engine has some limitations. It's also the reason why I went with Resident Evil 1, is Resident Evil 1 is, let's be honest, the simplest of all of the games. That'll do. that. It's quite amazing. This is the thing, it's like, because I've discovered all of these, like, I guess, tricks to make things look a certain way that I didn't know when I was first doing it. I assumed a lot of this stuff would be just, you know, impossible. But nope. A little bit of persistence and a little bit of breaking the rules, I guess. And you can get all this sorted. Again, not 100% perfect, but it certainly looks better with them than without them. Although I might... because it's like... What is this? Is it sandstone? Yeah, it's sandstone and white. No, it's not white, it's kind of yellowish. Okay. Oh, I don't think we can do the sand. Oh no, maybe we can. No, not really. We can't do sandstone. That's kind of a shame, actually. That will at least make them a similar color. And we don't need to worry about adding the wood bit up top because that's not on there. There we go. Now they sort of blend in. That looks pretty damn good, actually. I can't quite get the waviness on the angled bit, but that'll do. Okay, so we got that. Again, those sadly cannot be as big as I'd like. Although... I could always make them... I wonder. Move that over there for a second. Sell you. That was actually really stupid. Now I need to know. Oh, never mind. We take you, sure. I forget, how did we work out how to do the triangle in the middle of that? I know we did. Oh, I don't remember where I did it. Wasn't I trying to do it here and I ended up giving up? Maybe. I know I've seen something that shape. I mean, it's... Maybe we should just stick with what we've got. I don't like it, but I can't do outward, like, triangle bits. It's not something they've added into the game. Okay, that's decent enough. Now, what about... I wonder, there's a thought. What if we did... Okay, I hate that those are technically different colors, even though they're supposed to be the same bloody color. Yeah, it's supposed to be the same color. Alright, alternate idea. Let's do yield standby. Although it is dawning on me, I've just realised that these pillars have got a mirror downstairs. Shit! Well, congratulations, I've just made a whole bunch more work for myself. Definitely looks better, I think. Quite impressive what you can do if you struggle for hours to find the right thing. Jesus Christ. Do you think? Nope. Mm-hmm. Okay, there we go. Unfortunately. I think I need to go down and double check something. Specifically, the exact positioning of these things. I may need to move some stuff. Oh, that'll be fucking fun. I feel like I'm just redoing the entire fucking... This was supposed to be a quick run through of the entire place. I've spent the entire remaining hour working on the fucking dining room. Interesting. Alright. Yeah, we may need to maneuver a few things. That might need to be shorter, actually. Don't know, let's have a look. Nope, move. Yes. Oh, that's annoying. Copy them all out and I'm going to delete them all again. Oh, how about we actually resize it and get it in the right position first? I will say, putting these in might help me to order the stuff on the wall a little better, I suppose. Might help if I actually push these into the wall. Yes, I will have to move that picture in a minute. Let's just get these columns into place first, shall we? Lovely. Just lovely. Okay. That's useful. That's good. Huh. Because I don't think that's there, you know. Let's see the lump of the damn thing. Okay, guess we'll get rid of those ones then. Boop, boop. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I also need to do you. No, not that way. Alright, and I'll rotate. Boop. Rotate. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, right? Okay. Do. Okay. Yeah, that's about right, I'd say. You need to be moved along just a little bit. Well, we're certainly getting somewhere. Oh yeah, because that's a rug. I was like, hang on, why has that got a pattern on it when that's technically carpet? I was like, oh yeah, rug. You know, I'm still really happy I was able to get that effect with the ivy all over the place. It's fun. Anywhere else that I wanted like carpet but didn't put any down? Actually, stop opening all the doors. If you're gonna go somewhere, go through the walls. That room, huh? I am glad I managed to get the dining room looking a little closer to how it actually is supposed to look. I think that's a nice touch. So there was carpet in here. There was carpet in here. Not a very nice colored carpet, but there was indeed carpet in here. Okay. Fluffy. What color do I want it to be? Kind of brownish. Why can I not? Did I? I did! You know what? Close enough. Alright, so we got that. Downstairs, of course. Rooms that are slightly too small for their own good, but is what it is. I do kind of wish I could get this to look a bit more accurate, but due to the, as I say, cheatiness of everything, still really not sure what the hell I want to do about this. I think I managed to get that one looking. Oh, you know what? Never mind. I don't care. Yeah, I think I gave up trying to fix that. Oh yeah, I did have it in all those. Yeah, I think that was a separate carpet, so we'll just leave that be. That was a separate carpet. I kind of hate how empty that room is, but I can't put fucking statues up. We don't have statues. Because yeah, this again, I want carpet. I definitely want carpet in here, and again, you can't put patterned carpet down. Yay for me. Looks like we should go for more of a beigey sort of color, like that maybe. What's weird about the carpet thing is, of course, because it's supposed to look kind of floral. just having a sort of pattern like that actually looks almost accurate with the low res quality of just everything. I do sometimes wonder, like, how the hell did these little mistakes creep in? Nope. That does not help. That's cool though. Yeah, so you can tell I was starting to get a little better in my style of everything. Alright, well there, I suppose you have it. That is quite literally about as good as it's gonna get. I mean, I'm sure there's tiny little tweaks and changes and this, that, the other that I could do to this map. You know, I could... when it comes to projects like this, you can always keep tweaking forever. You know, you can keep tweaking, you can keep messing around with stuff. But eventually you just have to say to yourself, okay, enough is enough. That's it. Stop. Stop messing. Stop playing. And I think this is the point where I'm going to say, okay, that's good. Let's stop. I think this is a good stopping point for now. Now, the thing that we have to do is, of course, now we have to set up the quests and all this, that, and the other. So here's what I'm thinking. I need to practice how all these quests and everything like that work, as well as I need to think about what I want each room to look like after it's been renovated by, you know, whoever. Because we've got to basically take this, because this is just default. This is what I'm now going to destroy, so someone else can then rebuild it. You know? That is the plan. So that's going to take a bit of time. So what I'm thinking is we'll put this down for now. Just for a few weeks. I'll play another game. I don't know what. I've got several potential ones that I could play after this. So I will play another game for just a few weeks. It'll give me time to, like, have a practice with some of the questing stuff. And to consider what I want the completed quest house to look like when I'm done. You know? So I'm thinking, yeah, let's pause House Flipper 2 for now, and it is just a pause. And in like a few weeks time, 2-3 weeks, depending on how long the game I end up picking is, we will then come back to this, and I will set about doing all that stuff, and it'll just give me time to practice in between. Thank you all for watching, everybody. I do hope you have enjoyed this. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.